Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. It's me again, happiness Peter. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and if this is your first time of clicking on this video, thank you so much. My name is Happiness. I'm a single mom of two. I'm based here in Lagos, Nigeria. I'm an administrator. I work with an ISP company. Please do well to check my other videos to see interesting topic or things about me, about my family. So today I want to talk about, I've shared about my first traumatic birth experience. That birth story traumatized me. It traumatized me entirely, that I was scared of having any other child. That even if I wanted to have any other child, I planned that it's going to take a very long time, because it was a very scary experience. But you know, man proposed, God disposed. So today I'm going to talk about my second triumphant birth story. It's more or less like I'm doing TT. The first one was traumatic and the second one was triumphant. Yes, it was really triumphant, because truly the devil tried me, but not during the pregnancy or during the delivery time. The devil tried me with my marriage. So just sit down, grab a popcorn if possible, and listen to this interesting story. First of all, I'm not creating this story. I'm not saying all these things to criticize anybody or to make anybody feel bad. I've moved on with my life. This thing happened about 5 years ago. This is YouTube. I'm creating memories for myself. I'm creating memories for my children. I can't keep carrying all these things in my mind or thinking about all these things all the time. So I'm using this avenue. Since YouTube is just a means of a lifetime thing, I'm using this avenue to just drop the story, yeah, which I know in years to come we'll still go back to watch it, I and my children. So whenever my children tells me or asks me what was giving birth to them like, I can have something to just show them, because I know I might not remember every details of it in years to come. So now that it's still fresh in my memory, let me just say it and drop it here on YouTube for, you know, future reference. So I hope you're ready for this story. So about 2019, first of all, in 2017, I had a very traumatic birth experience, and after the birth experience, a whole lot of things happened from 2017 to 2019. A whole lot of things happened that it affected me emotionally, especially the emotional part of it, caring for my child alone, doing all those stuff. So I was not planning on having any other child. I felt in my mind, I was like, if I was going to have any other child, it's going to be like maybe in the next 3 to 5 years. That was my plan. And meanwhile, remember when I had my first child, my mom was there with me and everything. But during the second, so after 1 year, when I had my first child, my mom had stroke, a very serious sickness that, you know, that made us to shuffle the hospital. I don't like talking about this, but you know, I just have to say it. So my mom had a very bad health challenge that made me to be shuffling between the hospital and between my child, my mom, and my life. You understand? So 2018 was very hard time for me. I don't know about my siblings. I know it was a hard time for myself and my siblings, but it was a hard time for me, because I had a baby at hand. So imagine having a baby and your mom that you can always call all the time to, you know, ask on certain things, was fighting for her life in the hospital. And while that one was also happening, my marriage was experiencing, oh my god, a lot of troubles. It was experiencing a lot of troubles. I was going through marriage crisis. Like, in short, 2018 almost wanted to take my life. I'm laughing about it now, but at that time it wasn't that. It was a very serious issue. So imagine, I had a baby, my mom was fighting for her life, my marriage was shaking. Like, shaking was not small shaking, no, mighty shaking, that were separated. Yes, we were separated in 2018. It got to that level, and towards the end of 2018, where I was beginning to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I was beginning to think that, okay, things are, you know, beginning to get better. My mom's health was improving. I and my children's dad were, you know, on the road to to reconciliation, and like things were, coming back as it was supposed to be, most especially with my mom's health, because during that period my mom was at the hospital for like 6 months, so she was out of the hospital, she was at home about to come back to her family house. She was at my brother's house about to come back to my family house. That was about December. So, and also my marriage was also on the road of reconciliation, so I guessed. So that was how it is. But at the back of my mind, I've zeroed my mind that there was no childbearing till I am psychologically okay to talk about getting pregnant or even talk about having a baby. That was my mind. I was thinking like that. My son was like, "You are joking." My son was like, "You are joking." So that was it. And in 2018 December, I had the best December. I celebrated the Christmas once again with my mom in good health. My children's dad was also there. We celebrated everything. And in January, so in celebration, husband and wife things happened because we were on the road to reconciliation, remember. So part of the reconciliation was husband and wife things has to happen, and everybody was happy. We're happy. I was happy. I was happy that my mom was okay. I was happy that my family also was coming back as it's supposed to be, so I thought. And in January we started a new year planning. Like I started planning on how to like help myself. I think at that time I was even thinking of going back to school. I think to get a master degree or something like that. I think that was my plan for that 2019. And middle of January 2019, boom, I missed my period. Woo! I missed my period. I was like, what is this? That was the last thing I was ever thinking of. Sorry about this backstory, but this story is getting somewhere. I missed my period. I was devastated. Yes, I was, because that was not what I was thinking. That was not what I wanted. That was not what I was planning. Because in that January also, I started realizing that it's like I made a mistake in this reconciliation. Because this reconciliation I was the one that extended the hand of reconciliation. So as I started realizing that it's like I made a mistake. It's like I was just allow everything to die, just died with 2018 and move on with my life. So that 2019, when I missed my period, I was so devastated. I won't lie about it. I was so devastated. I was sad. And luckily for me, pregnancy was so easy for me. I never had any issue apart from this one was different. Apart from I was having severe waist pain, and that waist pain, I know that waist pain came with all the things I was going through, because I was caring for my baby, my daughter, a toddler. I was caring for myself. I was caring for my work and all those things. So I was literally, at that time I didn't have a car, so I was literally carrying pregnancy and I was carrying pregnancy and backing my toddler to crash and all those kind of things. So I was having severe waist pain, and what else do I have? And I was always falling. That was the only thing that I had during that pregnancy. I was always falling. If I'm not falling from the bike, I'm falling from a hill. Normal thing that I used to pass before. I just put my leg there, I'll just slip and fall. So that was the only issue I had during the pregnancy. And again, my marriage finally hit the rock at that 2019. Finally hit the rock, and I was served a divorce paper while pregnant. Oh God, talking about it 5 years after, it's not funny. 2019 wasn't funny actually. So it was more or less like I had an unwanted pregnancy. Yes, because I was alone, basically alone. And because of the stress I had during the first time, I was really scared of what I would experience this second time during my labor. I was really scared. And meanwhile, my ex left with the promise of let him see how I will survive the labor. Yes, that's what he told me. And that single word left a huge fear in my heart, that I was scared. I thought that maybe I won't survive it, because meanwhile my mom was on the road to recovery. She wasn't still getting herself, because when my mom had that stroke, she lost her means of communication. She couldn't talk properly. She hears, she knows, she understands everything, but she couldn't talk. And my children's dad knew that my mom was my backbone. He knew that my mom was my backbone. If you know me, you know that whatever my mom says, stand. If my mommy said go, the only thing I know that don't stand with my mom is when she say kill yourself. I know that that one I cannot do. But whatever my mom says, stand with me. If my mom says you are going to give birth to this baby, I have it at the back of my mind that yes, I'm going to give birth to this baby. So I had that thought in my mind that, man, with what I experienced with my first child, that this second one was going to, only God knows. But unlike the first pregnancy that I was snapping picture, I snapped picture from zero of my first pregnancy. I snapped picture from zero till the day I put to bed. But during the second time, I was not even snapping picture. I was just taking life as it comes. I didn't even tell him, nobody even knew. The first one, I was flaunting my pregnancy, wearing tight fitted clothes for everybody to know that I'm pregnant. But in the second one, I was just, I don't care. I was just living as like whatever want to happen, let it happen. I no longer care. Coupled with I had a toddler, and my work was taxing, my child, oh my God, and I didn't have a help. The worst of it, I didn't have a help. Thank God that the pregnancy did not have that life-threatening pregnancy symptom. Thank God I didn't even experience it. Thank God for that. There was no morning sickness. There was no lack of appetite. I was sleeping very, very well. My antenatal period visits were always smooth, good results. Baby was growing fine. Everything was happening until 40th week. My son's due date was on the 21st of October, so I was tired. I was like, I'm not going to form that strong woman and work till like 1 day or 2 days that I was going to take my maternity leave. So I think I took my maternity leave 1 week, because I knew I took my maternity leave after my birthday. My birthday was on 14th, so I took my maternity leave after my birthday. Immediately after my birthday, I took my maternity leave and said I wanted to rest, because I was tired of doing crash run, dropping my child at the crash, going to work, coming back. I was just tired of it. So I was like, let me just stay at home and do and rest in anticipation for delivery date. I'd already made plans for after birth and all those stuff. So on the 21st of October, nothing happened. My son said, hold up, I'm not ready to come out. I'm still enjoying myself in your tummy. 1 week after my maternity, still this body refused to turn up, unlike my first child. And this kind of made me worried. I was very worried, because I was, first of all, I'm scared of what I will see in delivery. And now this boy is also not coming on his own. Ha, God, I beg, help me. So I was kind of worried. I was communicating with my sister that it's like I was going for antenatal, and the doctor, they were like, if he doesn't come, that the best thing is to induce me. I think on my due date when I went for antenatal and there was no sign, they said they had to induce me. So I told my sister was like, I shouldn't listen to them. I remember what happened at the first one, that they induced me, and at the end of the day I can see the stress that I went through, that should allow the labor to naturally come on its own. I was like, okay, fine. So I was waiting 40 week, 41 week, yes, 40 week to 41 week. My last antenatal, I went on that day. I met the doctor checked the heart. The doctor was like, what is happening that your baby refused to come? I said, I don't know, maybe he's still enjoying my stomach. So it was okay, let me even check his heartbeat. And they checked his heartbeat was pumping, boom, boom, boom. The doctor was like, this is Odogu. This one is Odogu. Look at the way his heartbeat is pumping. That okay, that since he doesn't want to come, that they don't have no choice than to start inducing me gradually, that they are not going to use, because I told the doctor that I don't want to be induced, that the first experience that I had, that I don't want to be induced in this second one, that I want the labor to come naturally. Doctor said that it is risky, that if they allow me to go by 41 weeks to 42 weeks, that is risky for the baby, that what he has to do for me. I really thank God for this doctor that I met, that he has, there's some doctors that, I don't know, Pepe body, you'll be talking to them, they don't care, they just want to do whatever they want to do. I remember my first experience. So this one was like, okay, that he has to do it gradually. So he told me oil to go and buy, castor oil, that I should go and buy it. That was on Wednesday. I should go and buy that oil and drink half of it, and I'll start purging. And if I don't start experiencing labor, then I should come the next day. They'll administer another medication. I said, okay, fine, as long as you're not going to admit me. So I came out, I told my sister as usual. My sister said, okay, that castor oil is fair. This is my sister I'm speaking with, already had 3 children, so she's experiencing all this. So I got home, and meanwhile, while I was at home, I took my exercise. Unlike my first child, that I was not exercising. In the morning, I don't even know where the energy came from. In the morning, I would take a very long walk in my environment. In the evening, I would take a shot. Everybody around that area knew me. They were like, yeah, Beji, yeah, Beji. When they stopped seeing me, when I put to bed, they stopped seeing me. They all started coming to my house, or like they wanted to check up on me. God bless them. When I go to the antenatal, rather than entering tricycle, I'll take a long walk to the hospital. It's not that it's that far, but at least it's like 5 or 10 minutes walk to the hospital and come back walk back. So I stop all those short movement. I stopped entering tricycle. I was rather walking just to help the labor. After the hospital visits that day, I came home and I took a long walk again. And when I came back home, I took the castor oil. And when I took the castor oil, I just relaxed, like, okay, let me see. Because what the doctor told me was that I'll start purging, and from purging it to go to labor. And meanwhile, I still have my first child experience at the back of my mind. So I was like, I don't know what I should expect, but nevertheless, anything that comes, I just leave it to the will of God. And also, this pregnancy drew me closer to God. See, in this life, when bad things are happening, what I learned in my dark time is that when things are happening, it makes you see life in another way. Prior to all those dark time in my life, I don't know how to pray. I'm a Catholic. As a Catholic, we are not good in prayer. All our prayer is sign of the cross. Recite our normal prayer from our prayer book, and we are good to go, having faith that it do work then. It do work. But all this kabashing and praying, I don't know how to do it. And when that thing happened, when my marriage finally ended during the pregnancy, with the word he said to me, I had no choice than to teach myself how to pray, just to protect me from unforeseen circumstances. Because was I attacked? Yes, I was attacked, but I don't know where the attack came from. I leave it for God and the attackee. I leave it for all of them. So I was praying. So when I came back that day, after taking the castor oil, I went to my room. I said my prayer and I committed everything to God. I said, let your will be done. Help me for the sake of my mom, for the sake of my child. None of my sisters had died during child labor. I will not be the first to die during child labor. So that was my prayer, and I started watching film causing when the first heavy menstrual cramp came. I'm already experienced. When it came, I knew that this was it. So I went to the toilet to check, and I felt like I excreted something. So I went to the toilet, I checked, nothing. So I called my sister and told her. My sister said, that is labor, that is fine. So I asked my sister, should I go to the hospital? My sister said, to go and do what? I should better sit at home. That is not the one that I went to the hospital the other time, that they started making it fast, and almost complicated something. That I should better sit at home until the labor progresses. So I said, okay, fine. And due to my first experience, I was thinking that the labor would progress to like 1 or 2 days. So when I finished talking to my sister, that was how the cramp continued coming, increasing. This thing was happening around maybe like around 8, 9. I started walking about. So I called my cousin and I told my cousin that it's like I'm experiencing small labor pain. That in case she wake up in the morning, she does not see me, she just know that I've gone to the hospital. And before then, our hospital gave us this chances of, in case if you're staying from far place or you don't have anybody to bring you to the hospital, always drop your bag at the hospital. So they gave us that opportunity. They gave us a store. God bless this hospital. So I've already dropped my bag, my hospital bag at the hospital. And so we prayed that night and I went to the room. So I went to the room. The pain was still there. The pain kept increasing. The labor pain was coming back to back, like back to back. It was just increasing. It was horrible. Pain was horrible, but I already had experience, so I could bear it. But I was crying because anything pain makes me cry all the time. So I knelt down, was like trying to bear the pain. I was crying because I was in serious pain, crying because I was alone. I did this with somebody legally. It's not as if I did it illegally. I did it with somebody legally, and I was alone to bear all the pains alone. So all these things made the emotion to be tripled, coupled with the pain I was going through. So my sister was also calling me to know how far I was going. I told her I was in pain, I was expressing pain. She said I should bear it. Before then, I'd already made plan. Mind you, my sister had little babies, and I don't play with my niece and my nephew. She had little babies, so, and she didn't have maid. Her husband at that time traveled. Her husband was outside the country, so it would be unfair of me to, like, who will she leave her children with? And that was during school period. So she leaving her children to come and stay with me was out of it. That would be selfish of me to do, because I also have a toddler and I cannot leave my toddler for anything. So she had already asked me if she should come. I said she shouldn't bother. She should wait until when it's, that progressive, that I need her at the hospital, then she can come. That who will she leave the children with? That was what I was thinking. So we're on phone, we're talking, calling. She was the only one, mind you, just my spirit of secretiveness, I don't know. So I think my sister was the one that called my other siblings too. So they were calling me to know how far I was progressing. Labor was progressing very fine. It was coming back to back. The contraction was coming back to back. Meanwhile, all this thing was happening. Thank God that God is just faithful. All this thing was coming. Nobody has checked me to know how far I've even dilated. God, devil is a liar. But anyway, I was speaking with an experienced person, so she told me that it's not yet time to go to the hospital yet. So around 10 or 11, the pain subside a little. So I called my sister and said that the pain has stopped. She said, you see, that's the reason why she said I shouldn't go to the hospital. That sometimes this labor might be forced. I might go to the hospital and it's forced and it will just keep me there. That since it has subsided, what's the next thing? I said, I feel like sleeping. She said, I'm fine. I should go and sleep until let's see how it will go in the morning. Remember, we're talking, the reason why we're making all the decision was based on my first child delivery, that I had labor for like 2 days. So we're thinking that that's how it would be, that it will be progressing and be coming and be going. So that was how I went to bed, and I went to bed around 1 a.m. A sharp pain woke me up. Like, I think I screamed. I stood up, I took my Bible. Meanwhile, I've been sleeping with my Bible. When you're in trouble, you remember that you have God. I read my psalm, I knelt down, and I knelt down in that prayer, in that tears. The labor was coming back to back, back to back, back to back. And I called my sister and told her this is what I was experiencing. My sister was like, it's time. I told her like how the labor is coming. Even while I was talking with her, I would experience the labor, I would shout. She was scared. She was like, can she start coming? That she's scared. I said she should not worry. Who will you leave your children with at home? At least take them to school first of all, then you can arrange with somebody in school, or maybe my brother. I think we're arranging that she'll take them to school, then my younger brother will go and pick them up from school, then take them home while my sister will come. So that was what we were planning. So it's like, okay, that I should go and call my neighbor, I should call somebody. I said I'm not calling anybody, but I just want to, I think I'll start going to the hospital. My sister was like, with this pain that I'm experiencing, that it's risky for me to start walking. This was to happen around 1, 2 or around 3. Start walking to the hospital. My hospital was not that far, but she was scared that somebody experiencing labor going to the hospital alone. I said, don't worry, that I would do it. I was like, my sister was begging me, don't, that I should not try it, that should please. My sister was begging me, I should please call a neighbor, that there's no neighbor that you would tell that you're in labor that will not want to take you to the hospital. Even if that neighbor is a devil, that nobody will see me in that situation and not want to take me to the hospital. I was like, okay, that I've heard that. I think I'll have to start going to the hospital. This was happening around 3. It was finally 3, because I was trying to bear the labor to see if it would be like around 5, so that that around that 5 people are started walking around, and I can just come out and stop a tricycle and take me to the hospital. Around 3 a.m. when the pain became so unbearable that I know that almost this time around, if you anything that make you waste time, because the labor was coming, the pain was coming back to back, the contraction was coming back to back, and it was increasing speedily. The contraction pain was increasing as it's coming, is increasing. So my sister and I knew that if I waste time, that the way it was coming, that I didn't even know, maybe in my mind I was like, maybe it's just the way it's coming. I never even thought that I would have even dilated that far. I felt like maybe it's my normal way, that what I experienced in my first child delivery, that's what is happening. So around that 3 a.m. my sister begged. I'm the one in labor, somebody else is begging me to go and seek for help. Just imagine. So my sister begged me and said I should go and call that neighbor. So I came out and I knocked on my cousin's room, and I told my cousin that I'm going to bed, and I'm about to, that is like I will put to bed, that she should take care of my daughter and the house, that I'll call her if anything, if I need her help at the hospital, because she could not follow me now. She had my baby at home, and my toddler I'm talking about was just 1 year. She just did 2 years. She just clocked 2 years that month, September 28th. So she could not carry me. Who will she leave my toddler out? So I was, in short, life of a mother, God, it's only God that knows. Like, I'm thinking about myself, I'm thinking about my baby, I'm still thinking about my toddler. Like, we can't just stop thinking about our children. So I went outside, and okay, before then I've called Daddy Jack already. So I was like, if I call him one time and his phone is switched off and he doesn't pick, I will not call him again. That was my intention. And just one ring that my phone rang, this man picked the call. I said, Mommy, Amanda, why are you calling? What happened? I said, Daddy Jack, please, it's like I'm in labor. Can you please take me to the hospital? He said, okay, wait for me. Before I could say Jack, somebody is knocking on my door already. God. I said, where's my bag? I said, I've taken my bag at the hospital. He said, okay, what's the next thing? I said, please just take me to the hospital, that the pain is unbearable. He said, fine. He immediately went downstairs. He helped me downstairs, put me in the car, with speed, drove off to the hospital. While we were going to the hospital, security at the hospital estate stopped by. He just went down and they saw one woman shouting in pain. They just said, yeah, off. And luckily, that's one thing about this inland hospital I'm still talking about. The work, when they say hospital work 247, inland hospital work 247. We got there, generator was running as usual. Nurses immediately, they came down, they helped me. Said, they're like, how come now, that why was I at home all this while with this kind of pain I'm experiencing? I said, that is because of the first experience now, that I don't want to come and they will not tie me down here, that I wanted to progress that far. Immediately they've called the doctor came down, my favorite doctor, Dr. Fumi, as usual. She came down. When she saw me, she said, madam, you're here again. I said, yes. So she took me inside, she took my vitals and asked me what happened. I told her what the other doctor told me to drink, to take the castor oil. She said, okay, that it is labor, that she should check me. When she checked me, she said I am 7 cm. I was relieved. I was relieved that with all that pain, because my fear was, I don't want to experience all these pains and somebody will come and tell me that I've only dilated to 2 cm. That was my fear. And when she told me I was 7 cm, I was like, thank God. I called my sister said, thank God. So they asked, where's my bag? I told them I kept my bag at the store already, labeled happiness. They brought my bag. Nurses came, they started bringing my clothes, asked me what clothes I want my child to wear. I was like, is it that fast that they should wait? That not? They said that the way that this my labor is going, that before I can say Jack, that I might put to bed any moment from now, that they need to get everything ready. So I told them, I picked out the clothes. The hospital is just the best. They give you choices, anyone you want. And it was coming in. I even met the woman there. My own was progressing. The woman was like, since when have I been experiencing labor? I said my own started yesterday night. She was like, the moon is going fast. So that she has been here since, I don't even know when she said she came to the hospital. I said, it's God. There was one nurse Oyinye. She's no longer there. She's a sister to one of my ex-colleague that is abroad. This my colleague knew everything that happened, so she related with the sister. So when she came in, I held her and said, Oyinye, no, so Oyinye, please, I'm alone, help me, that I don't have anybody. She was like, I shouldn't worry, that as long as I'm in inland hospital, that I'm in safe hand, that I shouldn't worry, that I should forget about whoever that I'm not here with. Meanwhile, the man that brought me to the hospital, because he's not my husband, he was not allowed to go beyond the reception. So sad. He wanted to be there with me. He even followed me to the wards. They told him, sir, at this stage you have to. They asked him, who are you? They asked him, who are you? He said he was my neighbor. If he had said he was my husband, I know they would have allowed, but you know, it's wrong. So he said he was my neighbor. So they said at this stage that he can't come in any longer, except if I said so. They asked me, it wouldn't be wise of me to say he should come in. So I said that he's my neighbor, that he can stay outside. So he was outside. God bless this man. Hey God, even if that man offends me in years and years to come with this thing that he did to me, I will never have any single grudge where he is. He was outside at my ward, listening to my shout and my cry. So the nurse held me and said, what do I want? Whatever I want, I should let her know that she's here with me, that she look at her as my husband, that she forget I don't have any family. I told her that my family are far from me, although my sister is coming. She said I should forget about family, that I'm with her. I should see her as my husband, as my mother, as my sister, because I was crying and telling her that my mom is sick and I don't want to die. I was saying that I was sick, and my mom was sick, and I don't want to die. That if I die, that my mom was going to die. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the emotions. Since after giving birth, my emotions triple. Any little thing make me cry. I don't know if I'm the only one that experienced that. After giving birth, after the birth of my children, any little thing make me cry. What's in my emotion? I'm a very emotional person before. Emotional, but I'm not weak. I'm emotional, but I don't cry easily. But since after the birth of my children, I cry easily. Any little thing make me shed tears. So I'm sorry. So I told her that I don't want to die. She should help me. That if not for anything, for my mom, that anything that will make me die here, that my mom will not survive it. And if my mom does not survive it, I don't know if my siblings will survive it. So she was like, I should forget about it. That's what I should be looking forward to, is having my child. I said, fine. I already told them, everybody know now that I was having a boy. I didn't hide it. Everybody to know. My friends and family, everybody knew that I was having a son. Everybody knew that I'm having a boy. So she was like that, and I already came with male clothes. So like, just look forward to having my son and all those things. I was like, okay, fine. So that was how the labor was coming back to back, back to back. Around 4, my sister told me that 4, that she can't be again. That she has called her neighbor to take care of her children. As soon as it's 4 a.m. that she know that people will be walking outside, that she's coming straight ahead. Where she's living is far, like 3 or 4 buses to where I was living. And that's the greatest mistake I made. I wish I was staying close to my family. But nevertheless, thank God for everything. So 4 a.m. she called me that she was on her way. How was I doing? I said that the thing is still coming back to back. She said, have they checked me again? I said, yes, they've checked me. That I think at that time I've dilated to like 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. because as they were checking me, I was dilating faster, unlike the first one that was dilating and going back. I was dilating. So I was like, okay, I should just hold on, I should get it. And I don't know the fate that just came in me, that I just told her that she should not worry, that before she will come here that I would have put to bed. So it's like, amen, that she hopes so, that I should not worry, that everything will go out fine and everything. And finally the doctor came again, the last one. So later on I started feeling some kind of, I think mucor. I think that was at the hospital. That was when I had the show. So the show came out, the doctor came and checked finally and said I was 10 cm. I was like, thank God. Thank God. The woman that I met, it was like, God, I'm so lucky that my own is coming fast, that her own, she doesn't know what is happening to her. I told her that she should know why, that God will do it for her. And as usual, they took me to the delivery room. I've experienced it. I wasn't shocked, but this time around, as I was going to the delivery room, I told them, please, I need a pillow. And they must give me a pillow, that I cannot afford my head being low. So I took a pillow and went there. Before then, as I was experiencing that labor, I was thirsty. Something happened. I was thirsty and I told them I wanted to drink water and I want cold water. The woman that I met there was like, cold water. The nurse said, don't worry now, anything that will give, that she want, that will give her. Is it, you want cold water? I said yes. They gave me this chilled water. And when I took this chilled water, the chilled water made the labor was like progress so fast. So all this is that they were saying that don't drink cold water, drink this. I beg, do whatever you and your doctor and whatever your body accepts. So I went to the delivery room. They gave me, I think the hospital started a new process of giving women that are about to put to bed giving them a hospital robe or something like that. They gave me this heavy robe. I put it on. I like, no man, I don't want this. This is heavy on me. I don't want it. It was itching me. I don't want it. I just want to remove my clothes. And one thing about me, no matter the circumstances I find myself in, I'm always conscious of myself. I'm always conscious of how I look. At least let me look a little bit presentable. So I'm always wearing a bra top. During all my pregnancy, I don't wear bra because the bra is always paining me. So I always have bra tops that I wear. So while going to the labor room, I was wearing bra top. I was wearing a dress. So when they asked me to remove my dress. I said, no, I want to wear my dress. Like, this labor has not catch you whether you're still dragging to wear your clothes. That remove it and wear robe. I wear robe, and I told her that this robe is itching me. They said, this labor is not doing. I said, it's doing me, but that this robe is itching me, that I'm not comfortable in it, that I need to remove it. So I know at that time I'm in severe pain, so they need to do anything that will make me comfortable. So they asked me to, they removed the robe. So I was only wearing a bra top, and that was the only thing I had on me. And I climbed into the ward. I climbed on the delivery bed. They said I was already pro at this stage, and they asked now when they labor, and the doctor, as usual, my water did not break during all this thing, so she broke my water. The water gushed out. I felt like pooing. I pooed, and she said yes, that the baby is ready to be out. That as usual, that I should just push and I'll have my baby. My brothers and my sisters, that is how I started pushing, and baby boy refused to come out. I pushed the first one, I pushed the second one, I pushed the third one. In short, it got to the stage I told them, I'm tired. I am no longer pushing. God bless nurses. They were literally begging me. Nurse Onye came and was begging me that I should not say I am tired. If I say I'm tired, I am telling the devil to come and have his way. I shouldn't say I'm tired. I should continue. That I need to gather that energy from anywhere I want to and push this baby. I said, I've been pushing since and the baby refused to come. Please just leave me alone. I am tired of pushing. That after all, I'm not the only one that did it. That why will I be the only one suffering? They were like, that I've gotten to this stage, I cannot go back. And I should mind you that if I don't push, that the baby is now in a danger place, that the baby cannot go in, baby cannot come out, that is in a danger place, that I need to for the sake of my baby. I said, okay. I started pressing my stomach. That's very painful. Pressing my stomach, and all those things. I don't know why I was pushing and my baby was not coming out. I don't just know why. But anyway, that's the work of the devil. But God always prevails. Thank God for his mercy. So I continued pushing. I pushed and pushed and pushed, and at the end of the day, and thank God that I'm very, very enlightened. So I knew about all this forceps, using artificial means of helping to bring out baby forth. And at that stage, I started telling the doctor that please use anything usable to pull that baby out of me, that I don't have the energy anymore to push. The doctor said that if they use something to help to bring that, it will bring additional cost. I said, I don't care about the cost anymore. What I want is this baby should be out of me. The baby should be out of me. So they got, I think, either a forceps. I don't know if I'm right with the word. I'll put the instrument, either a forceps or a vac. I don't know what they put in me just to help me to pull. As I'm pushing, they will not apply pressure to pull the baby out. So that was how they set up the machine. Thank God I even know about it, because if I didn't know about it, that's how I would have been suffering and be pushing and be pushing. If I have said it earlier on, said they would have used that one. And baby girl does not like suffer. I don't like pain. If I can see any way that this labor pain can be, I love pregnancy. My pregnancy is always very sweet and everything. If I can see any way when it gets to that labor, somebody else can help me carry the pain and I put to bed, I'm good to go. So they set it up, and contraction came again, and they put in the first one, and they press their whatever they want to do. The baby, now they saw the head came out. So all this while I've been pushing, the head did not show. Can you imagine? Said the head. So she tried it the second time, and boom, I could hear it. Boom, like this. My baby just pumped out, and guess what? He came out and was crying. Oh my God! Immediately, God bless nurse Dr. Fumi. She took the baby and she placed him on my chest. I can never forget that day. I'm going to insert the picture. Placed him on my chest. And she said I should press my baby. I was shouting, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. My baby was crying, That was when I knew what it is for me to cry. I could feel the joy. He was on my chest, and that single act of what that doctor did that day, ever since then, even as I'm creating this video today, my baby feels comfort, my son feels comfort lying on me. It's all, even this morning when he lied down on me, I was like, when with his 5 years, like, when will this baby stop lying down on me? Let this baby know that he's no longer a baby. You are growing up and you're still lying down on me. That single act alone made I and my son to bond. That's another video on its own. Put it on me. I said, praise the Lord, thank God. So because he was crying, he was on me when they cut the placenta. Or yeah, it's the placenta. I think it's the placenta. Cut the placenta. Pray for him. God bless you and everything. I was also singing praises to God. The nurses, thank God for these nurses. They took phone, they started snapping, they were shouting, like, thank God that this one was not, Dr. Fumi had my first experience. They're like, thank God that this is not like my first child, that they were struggling for her to cry, that this one cried and made everybody's life easy. So they removed him on me. So I told them, please, I need to call my sister, that she's worried that she's somewhere. I called my sister. My sister was like, I'm in my two. How far? I said, I've put to bed. My sister shouted, thank God, praise the Lord. He said the bomb. He said the boss, praise the Lord, thank you, Jesus. I was on that delivery bed. My sister, as usual, she had called all my siblings. I was on delivery bed answering call. All that pain, forgotten. This is when they are saying that if you put to bed, you forget the pain. Yes, I experienced it at the second child. Immediately I forgot all my pain, I forgot all the sorrow, I forgot everything I was experiencing. All I was looking at was my baby. I had a baby. Oh my God, I could do this on my own. Oh, thank you, Jesus, that what the devil think I could not do, I could do it without my mom, without my family, without nobody, alone. Placenta came out easily. I had little tears. They sewed me up. As they were doing that, my sister had arrived immediately. She came, she just climbed up. She saw me. My sister almost wanted to carry me, like, oh my God, I did it alone. My elder brother was shouting because my elder brother was at the village. My elder brother didn't even know that I was due at that period. He was shouting, Angoli, that's my native name, Angoli, because everybody knew everything that happened and were just worried about my safety at that period. People were just shouting. My uncles, oh my God, they were all calling. One of my uncles was like, Agawai, I trust you, I know what you can do. They were all singing praises. When I called my cousin at home, my cousin was like, so fast, how come? Anyway, she's still here. She was just 19 then. And I called the jack that took me to the hospital. He was like, now so then they born. I just reached out, nah. You don't born and they come back. It was so trial, as in, that's why I'm saying a triumphant birth experience. That is where this name is coming from. It was a happy moment. It was like I won a lottery, a big money. I was cleaned up. I was taken to my other room. They gave me my baby, healthy looking, cute. I'm going to put this picture. Healthy looking, cute, sweet baby that the devil is trying to joke with me. Oh my God. And after, I think I gave birth on a Thursday. I think on Thursday and Friday. Yes, it was Thursday morning. I gave birth on Thursday morning, and on Friday we were discharged. But although I said I was going to stay, because on Saturday he needed to, because they said if we go home, they will come back and take a medication for his first injection. I don't know what they call that, immunization injection for the first time. So I told myself there's no need for me going back on Friday and Saturday morning coming back. Please let me just wait. Since the hospital is taking care of me, they are feeding me 3 times a day, there's TV, there's light, so there's no need for me going on there. I should just wait. So normally they discharge me on Friday. I put to bed on Thursday, discharge me on Friday morning. So I told them there's no need for me going home, and let me just stay and wait till Saturday. Saturday morning we took our medication and we went home and we live happily ever after. So that's my triumphant birth story, my interesting birth story. By the grace of God, my son is growing, healthy, smart. He's the cutest little baby boy anybody will ask for. The love is massive. When I look at him, I said, when I thought that I've given up on love, God gave me somebody that will love me wholeheartedly. Like the love of my son. Oh my God. Even my daughter, yes, I know my daughter loves me, but my daughter is a daddy's girl. I know she's a daddy's girl, just like me. I'm also a daddy girl. But my son, I'm going to give a story. I'm going to do a video on both of them, compare both of them on their love, and you will see what I'm saying. Both of them love me deeply, but the love for my son is envious. The love of my son is envious. So that is this. I hope I didn't bore you with my long story. So that's it. Thank you so much. If you have watched up till this moment, thank you so much for sticking with me. I hope you really enjoyed this video. And I want to say, please, if you come across this video and you're going through whatever I went through, especially carrying pregnancy alone, if you are being denied of the pregnancy, or you're being abandoned, or you are being, you're just alone carrying this pregnancy, just look up to God. This psalm version I was reading was Psalm 121. It was my everyday prayer, that I look up to the hill from where my help come from. My help come from God who made heaven and earth. That was my prayer every day, morning, afternoon, and night. Just look up to God. Don't give up. Your life is not in the hands of anybody. You came to this life alone. Marriage or no marriage will not make or mar you. Just look up to God, look up to your child, and have a happy life. That is what kept me living a happy life, trying to be happy. It's not easy, it's not easy, but I try as much as possible to make myself happy for myself, happy for my children, happy for my family. Because if I have lost my life, I don't think that mark would have been erased from my siblings. My siblings would have, in short, it would have been something else. So you owe a lot of people, your friends. Imagine if my friends have heard that I died during child delivery. I know I don't have a lot of friends, yes, but I know that they will still feel bad, because I've experienced losing a loved one, and I know what it is to lose a loved one. So that is that. If you're going through any trying time while pregnant, just look up to God. Is the author and the finisher. Is the one that has the final say. Look forward to I wish you a safe delivery. And if you're looking for the fruit of the womb, I wish you pregnancy, smooth pregnancy, safe delivery. You carry your baby to the full term. Don't give up. There is God. If God can do it for me, He can do me, a sinner. Me, a sinner. If God can do it for me, He can do it for anybody. So don't give up. Continue to look up to God, and He will continue to bless you and bless me. Thank you for sticking to my video. Please do not forget to subscribe if you've not subscribed yet, and please also like, comment, and share if it's possible. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. I love you as usual. Thank you.